Yo, guys, it's your boy DFC. We're on the YouTube channel, episode 4 of DAFC's Tough Talks, and I'm here with my boy Josh, man. Tell him how you're feeling.
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Tell us about yourself, man. Who are you? What do you do, man? Because I'm trying to get the people to know who you are, man.
I'm a freelance content creator. Currently working with Striver, but I've worked with lots of different companies as well on like a freelance basis. But yeah, a lot of stuff in the football industry. Just graduated my football degree in business media. So yeah, pleasure to be on the show.
Top stuff, man. So obviously today, what's on the agenda? And I'm gonna tell you guys, man. Arsenal, they're making some big moves, man. Some big moves. And then we got the Euros to talk about because it's getting to the hot stuff, man. Quarterfinals is looking, and we're gonna do some predictions as well, man. Guys, get ready. It's gonna be a good one. So let's start off with the one and only Calafiori, man. I mentioned it in the last episode. You know, he's close to signing for Arsenal, according to some reports in Italy, man. Fabrizio Romano talking about a lot last night, man. Italy is raving about this kid. And if he comes to Arsenal, it's going to be a good one, isn't it? Because, hey, I'm hearing comparisons to Maldini and Nestor, and because of he's basically, what he wears is like this band around his head. And everyone now just calling him Maldini and Nestor because he's giving them old school vibes of the 1990s and them things there. So, guys, like, he could genuinely be coming to Arsenal. Arteta's looking to bolster his defense, do you know? So, just want to ask you, what do you think of Arsenal defense currently? Like, do you think we need to add another player in? And if it's Calafiori, how happy would you be for Arsenal? And yeah, man, tell us.
I mean, I think our defense is pretty decent already. I mean, like, Saliba's got to be one of the best defenders in the world currently. I mean, like, his build is like perfect for what you want as a centre back, and just his performance as well. I think obviously Calafiori is a great defender, so any team would be kind of lucky to have him in the team. So I haven't watched him play personally, like, too much. I think I watched him against Croatia, and that was the only game I've seen him play. But before the podcast, I kind of looked at his form in for Bologna, and I saw he scored like 2 goals against Juventus, I think, if I'm right. But his like match ratings for each game was just consistently 7.8, like 8 above. So he seems like a really decent player. But yeah, I can't comment too much because I don't like to comment on a player when I haven't seen him play too much. But he seems like a player that any team would be lucky to have on in their defence.
So if you were to say get a defender for Arsenal currently, right? And if you look at any defenders around the world, who would you bring in that you think is available instead of Calafiori, for example? Because I believe that his talent is like insane, bro. So I'm trying to just gouge out your thoughts on who would you bring in if it was, you know, if any other defender was available.
I'm trying to think who'd be available at the moment who kind of fit into that Arsenal. It's a tough one because I'm trying to think who's available for one, so who's a realistic one that would come in.
There's Lenny Euro. He's a youngster. He's getting touted by Real Madrid. You know that he's a tall guy, very, very tall, and he's like physically dominant. You know, he's been a staple for Lille. He's one option that's obviously looking like he's going to Madrid, but you know anything can happen in football. So you've got him. You've got there's so many other talents, but you know if Arsenal were to get a defender, it's generally got to be Calafiori for me, man. That Italian man. Oh my days, pause. I'm sorry, because if I speak too much, you know, we're going to get a bit excited. But, you know, the way Arsenal's moving this summer is genuinely crazy, man, because for those who are obviously Arsenal fans currently that have been watching this transfer news, bro, Josh, it's been absolutely insane, fam. We've got absolutely nothing, bro. Nothing. Like, David Ornstein, we're waiting for the Bombers, and it's not coming. So, yeah, man, it's not looking good at that type of prospect. But July's coming through, man, and it's gonna be a good summer. It's gonna be a good summer for sure. Now, I do want to ask you about Smith Rowe because Fulham are expected to bid for him. I don't know how much they're gonna bid, but they're expected to bid for him. We got some news yesterday. How you feeling about that, man? Because Smith Rowe is a big player for Arsenal, and you know, I'm sure you've watched him from time to time. Like, so what do you think of his time at Arsenal? What do you think of like what he can achieve, and do you think he should leave?
I mean, it's about game time, isn't it, for him? Really, like he was a prospect. He's come through Arsenal. He's like a fan favorite, isn't he? I think most Arsenal fans have got a soft spot for Smith Rowe.
Mm.
Would you rather see like a loan deal instead of like a permanent transfer?
Do you know what it is? And I'm gonna ask you guys in watching as well. Comment down below. Would you rather learn, sell, or keep Emma Smith Rowe? Because, bro, for me, I'd love him to stay, man. Because do you know what it is? I want to see him work hard. And if Arteta's really letting him go, there's obviously a problem there in terms of what he's doing, man. Because Arteta saw something in him last season. That's why he told him to stay, because he was training to be in a new position as a midfielder kind of thing, but like an attacking eight sort of thing. And it hasn't worked out. Obviously, there's been injuries as well, so we can't be rude on him too tough. But we want to see improvement. We want to see something there, and it's just not happening. So I would love to see him stay, but if he doesn't change, it's gonna be a sell, man. Because I don't believe in loaning players out that are of that age, because you've got the experience, and then there's market value that needs to be exploited, man. Like, we need to get in money for you somehow, some way. So yeah, I'd either keep or sell him, but I'm leaning towards sell, in my opinion. Would you loan, keep, or sell?
For me, it's hard to say because I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I haven't got that kind of connection to him. I mean, personally, I'd say loan to begin with. I wouldn't put like an option to buy on the contract. Because just in case, he goes out, gets that more game time, the confidence builds up. He could be a completely different player, and you don't want that kind of hindsight after. He could have been a quality player for Arsenal. For me, I'd do maybe a short loan or a season loan somewhere like Fulham, where he's going to get more game time. See if he improves as a player. See if he kind of steps up. If he doesn't come back on loan, then you can sell him. Fulham might want him. Any other team might want him. But for me, but then also there's the risk. If you loan him and he's not as good, the valuation might go a lot down. So it's a strange one. But I think him being an Arsenal boy, you kind of owe him that kind of trust and that belief. So I think, I'd say loan him.
Loan him, fair enough. And now it's looking to be a flipping every episode kind of thing, where I asked all my guests what they think of Nico Williams, because it seems every time he plays, he just does something, and I have to speak on it. It's crazy, bro. But I want to ask you, because I've really spoke too much. I'm sure everyone watching already knows what I'm talking, like what I'm going to say about Nico Williams. And if you haven't, let me know in the comments, man. Let me know. And while you're there, like and subscribe. I'm trying to say. But Josh, what do you think of Nico Williams, man?
He's like, decent player. I rate him. I mean, the whole Spanish team's really good. Like, they're all very young. Lots like Yamal, you mentioned, he's really like exciting player. I think they all still need that consistency before we can put a full rating on them. Obviously they're exciting. And I'm not trying to be a downer about, I think, potential and like looking at young players is exciting. But there's so many players that I've seen that have gone, oh yeah, they're really good, and like they look like they'd be something special, and then they don't do as well as everyone thinks they're going to do. So I'm always quite like cautious on how much I hype up a player, especially in their younger years, their early years. But yeah, they look exciting, and they're kind of that. They almost seem like that streets will never forget type player. That's what I kind of see in. I want to see more of them type players, and they kind of give me that kind of vibe. That might be my opinion only, but yeah, I'd like to see him do well. So, but I don't want to jinx it. So,
100%, because they do excite me as well, man. But obviously he's being touted to have. He wants wages of like £300 a week, £300,000 a week. So any team that's looking to buy him, Arsenal, please. He's kind of shown that he's a very, very big player. There's something in him. And if we do have to pay 300k a week for someone like Nico Williams, we might really have to consider it. But moving on from Arsenal, the round of 16 of the Euros, it was so good, man. It was so good, bro. All the teams, there was just excitement. Like, there was just so many things going on. So let's go through the games. Let's go through the Euros, like the round of 16. Like, how did you find it? Like, what was the most exciting game for you?
The most exciting game I think I watched was probably the Portugal Slovenia. Is it Slovenia? I can't remember. Slovakia or Slovenia. I was getting mixed up. But the
Slovenia.
one where Diego Costa made like 4 saves in the penalty shootout, that was insane. Was it 5 or 4? I can't remember. But that was. I think that was one of the most like clutch performances I think I've ever seen. I mean, you expected Portugal to win the game anyway, but that performance in goal was like, yeah. I think it was a record. I don't think any player's ever done that in the Euros before. Any goalkeepers ever saved that amount of penalties in a shootout before as well. So that for me, that was the most exciting game. For a 0-0, we had a penalty save as well. Oblak saved Ronaldo's penalty. There was so much in that 0-0 game that was exciting. Do you know what I mean? Normally a 0-0 game is like I enjoyed that 0-0.
100%, man, because there was a lot of as you mentioned, chances missed. Obviously, you mentioned Sesko's chance and not Nicolas Pepe, Pepe from the centre back Pepe obviously slipped before that chance, and I don't know. I feel like he showed his age a lot towards the end of that game, but I do believe he's physically like insane, bro. Like to even be playing at this level, 41 years of age, kudos to him. With all the young attackers that are coming through, pacey, he's dealing with that, crazy, man. So. Do you know what? The most exciting game for me out of the whole Euros, and do you know what? For me, the only reason why I choose this is because of the talent that was on show that day was Spain versus Georgia. Because Spain versus Georgia, especially the first half, for me, it was a thing where just talent on show. Crazy, bro. I think Kvaratskhelia didn't score, but he was there and he made the defender put it in the back of his own net. But to start the game off like that, 1-0 Georgia, they're up, and it's time to go. Come on now, fans were going crazy, and then Spain obviously did what they did, and they blitzed them. Like, I feel sorry for them right now. It's bad, but completely blitzed them. And the talent on show, Yamal, man. Lamine Yamal, he's tearing it up. Nico Williams, tearing it up. So, I think that's the most exciting game for me. But now it's time to ask you, what was the most boring game of the round of 16 that you watched?
See, now, I want to say the England game, but I think Jude Bellingham's goal at the end saved it. If it wasn't for that, that would have been the worst game. Are we saying the whole Euros?
Just around the 16.
Right, just around the 16. I think I might have to say the England game. I mean, right. Jude Bellingham saved it with the bicycle kick, but it was a very slow game, and obviously England just didn't look like they had anything up until that point. Obviously, Foden's goal was called offside. That I thought after that we were gonna gear up, but after that, no, it was pretty boring up until Jude's goal. So I'd say that was the most boring game.
Fair enough, man. For me, I'd say the France versus Netherlands game, but that's because I know France were at Belgium, not Netherlands, Belgium. Sorry, France versus Belgium. France were at Belgium a lot. I think they had 20 shots on goal that day, so they were basically favorites in that game. If you look at how the game was played, and they won the game off an own goal. I think they called it as an own goal. I don't know if they called it as a Colin Muani goal, but. Yeah, man, I don't know. Like, with France, I think they've been so pragmatic in the way they play. And it's just like, for me, it's not what I want to see with a team with that much quality, man. Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, Griezmann. I could name so many players. And the fact that they it's literally the same situation as England, man. It was so pragmatic. England are pragmatic, France are pragmatic. And then you've got teams like Spain and Germany who are lighting things up. So thank you for cleaning my eyes, guys. But, yeah, man, I'd say France and Belgium for me, man. That game was tough to watch. That's what
What do you think of the Mbappe Vertonghen situation? Did you see that?
Oh, the little scrap that they had. No. Yeah. Do you know what? I think Mbappe, I don't know if it was a dive or not, but he did. I think he obviously fell to the ground and Vertonghen was like, get up, mate. And he's a Spurs fan, so I'm siding with Mbappe obviously all the time. But to be honest, after scoring, I don't know if he should have done that, man, because he did go to Vertonghen and obviously shout something at him, and it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't think he should have done that. Like, obviously, you focus on you winning, unless, as I said, I'm not on the pitch. I don't know what was said, but if I was him, I'd just go and celebrate with Colin Moani and the rest of the teammates. We don't have to go and rub it in other people's faces. What did you think of the situation?
I don't know if it showed like a bit of a lack of class from him, but then I think it was Van Nistelrooy that did it to. I can't remember who he did it to, but he did it to another player years ago. I can't remember what I think it might have been a bit of revenge because it was when he missed the penalty and then all scored after. But it's a bit different. Like Mbappe didn't even score the goal, so I don't know. Do you think it showed a lack of class?
Something. I wouldn't say lack of class, because I do believe that he's just like a mentality monster, and like when someone is, I don't know, as I said, I don't know what was said. Maybe I don't know if maybe it was doubting him, or maybe he was just telling him to get up because he's faking everything. So when someone says something like that to you, when you know that you feel that you were fouled, so if someone comes and says that to you, you're like, nah, bro, I'm not having this. So when you score a goal, the winner of the game, late on, and you see him right there, and it's like, you're going out, mate. Brush you, man. You're going home. How about that? You're going home. I'm staying in this thing. So I feel like, yeah, it's just a mentality thing, and he's got a lot of it. Monster, as I've said. So I wouldn't say it's a lack of class, but I'd say lack of control of his emotions. So that is something I'd say. And to be honest, I don't really see Mbappe fighting people too much, man. I don't see him fighting people too much, so I don't think that's going to be a recurring thing. But moving on from the round of 16, this is going to be a good quarterfinals, man. There's four games, obviously, as we know what the format is, and the Euros is hotting up, man. Especially Friday, the 5th of July, man. You've got two insane games, bro. So let's start predicting with the first one. The first one of the day. Spain versus Germany, bro. What are you thinking?
Oh, I think it's the two fan favourites. It's the two favourites. Do you know what I mean? It's the both, like you said, both the teams have actually been playing nice football, exciting football. So it's kind of almost a shame to see it. One of them, at least one of them, is going to go home. Obviously, one of them's going to go home. Predictions: I think Germany will edge it. I think they've got more experience as a team, age-wise. I think they have. I think that might pull through in the end. I think obviously Spain have looked really electric, but their team is made up of youngsters. Like, I just think Germany will just edge it in the end.
No, do you know what? I understand where you're coming from, because, yeah, you just mentioned like the young talent that Spain have. Obviously, we've got a 17-year-old, 16-year-old Lamine Yamal. You've got a 21-year-old Nico Williams. You've got, obviously, I think they have young centre backs in Lenormand, and obviously they got Cucurella. But I understand what you're trying to say with the age. Pedri, like, these guys are very young, and they've not, I'd say, experienced winning in that kind of way. You've got Carvajal, and that's about it. But in my opinion, the person that's going to go through for me, the team that's going to go through for me, I'd still say Spain, you know? I'd still say Spain, because that talent is crazy. And what I like about Spain that I'd say is a problem with Germany is the dynamism they have with Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams being able to stretch the play and, you know, run at teams. And with Germany, I'd say the defense isn't the greatest thing about them. So, you know, they can be got at. And I think Spain have the perfect wingers to do so. And with Germany, for me, I think the way they're so efficient with their play, like that's the German thing. They're very efficient. So with how efficient they are, it could change things. But for me, I believe that the Spanish midfield, the Spanish identity always prevails. And because it's changed a little bit now with the Nico Williams and Yamal, that dynamic, so they've literally added something to the tiki-taka that they play. It's crazy, bro. Like, overpowered. Like, those guys in the next World Cup, really scary. But we're talking about the quarterfinals, and I do believe that Spain will go through, man. So it's gonna be a bit of a tough one, me and you, mate. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, what happens, yeah. I'll say it's gonna be a 0-0, and then I think Germany. I think it'll be close. I don't think it's gonna be a steamroll by Germany by any means. I think Spain are going to give them a game, but I think it's going to be a 1-0, and it's going to be in the last 10 minutes. And trust me, I think Germany are going to win it 1-0 in the last 10 minutes. Even if it's a 2-1 or a 1-0, it's either going to be one of them.
Give us
a last-minute goal.
Give us a goal scorer, man.
It's got to be Florent Wirtz, has it?
All right, fair enough. He's not, because I think as of recent he's not been starting.
No, but he's coming on.
So you think a goal off the bench?
Yeah, you know, like Goetze, like the Goetze one when he can't the final, something like that.
Okay. I understand. Fair enough. Let's see, man. Let's see, guys in the comments. Who do you think is gonna win this prediction, man? Who do you think is gonna win, DAFC or Josh, man? I know you guys got me. So let me know. Second game of the quarterfinals, Portugal versus France, man. What are you saying for that one? Who is going through, Ronaldo or Mbappe?
I think France. I think like you said, we're saying Pepe is good, but the pace of France might cause an issue for him.
Understandable, because Portugal, I really don't believe they've played very well this whole tournament. Like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's their best.
It's not prime Portugal anymore.
Pardon?
It's not prime Portugal anymore.
Oh, 100%. I wouldn't say it's not prime Portugal, but I do believe they have a better crop of players. That's the thing that's weird with me, because I do think they've got a better crop of players, but they're not playing as well, which is the worst thing for me, because you've got manager Roberto Martinez. You know what to do, man. You can genuinely get something out of these players. Tactically, you can. So do something, man, because we're watching Leao, who's not been the greatest player, and then you've got Bernardo Silva playing on the right, who I wouldn't say is the best in terms of 1v1, going at you constantly. And yeah, man, it's just like in international football, it's more about transitional threats. It balls in behind, end to end, that kind of thing. So I do think that's why France will prevail, because you've got Kylian Mbappe on one side, and you've got Ousmane Dembele on the other side if he plays. So, mate, you're done, basically. You're done. So I'm going to agree with you, actually, and go France, because that talent is crazy, man. So, yeah, man, guys, we don't have to fight for this one. England versus Switzerland will come next, guys. How you got sent. Netherlands versus Turkey is going to be the next game we're talking about. Guys, this is a big one, because Turkey have been quite the story in this Euros. So, Josh, let us know, man, who's going through.
Well, I was surprised to begin with that Turkey beat Austria. Honestly, Austria looked really good. Like, one of the most, I think them and Switzerland, like, I don't know how to explain it, but kind of had togetherness as a team. Like, they looked very organised. So I was very surprised that I honestly thought Austria were going to beat Turkey. So it was obviously a 2-1 in the end. But I thought there might be a late minute equaliser for Austria as well. I mean, that's an excellent save by the Turkey goalkeeper in there. I can't remember his name. It's pretty poor. But I think, I don't know if Turkey will win. I don't know if they got the quality. What about you?
You see Arda Güler, you see Kadioglu, you see, I think it's Yildiz. Yeah, that's it. Them three can literally, they are those kind of players where you're playing in a team that's not touted as favourites, but they can pull you out of things. Güler, all these like, have you seen them interviews where they ask Turkey fans, what do you think of Arda Güler? And they were like, he's the next Messi, he's Messi, and they love him, and he's a phenomenon over there. He's already a superstar. So, but then when you look at Netherlands, they've got players all around the place, man, and we saw it against I think it was Romania the other day. Gakpo, wow. A new man in Netherlands, a new man in a Netherlands shirt. Xavi Simons playing well.
Why do you think that Gakpo is so much better for Netherlands than he is for Liverpool?
Do you know what it is? I feel like he had more of a stable role, because, guys, as well, if you agree with me in the comments, tell me and put your opinions as well. For me, he's been playing as a left winger for Netherlands, and that's it. With Liverpool, he's played striker, left wing, centre mid, and he's been playing like he's not had a consistent place to start. And I feel like that's a problem when you go to a team whereby you are told where you play and that's where you play, which is his best position, to be honest, left wing. He's gonna enjoy himself and he's gonna have more fun, more confidence, which he's built actually throughout the Euros, and it's showing now. I think he's top scorer now in the Euros. So, yeah, I think that's why, man. Do you agree? Do you agree with me?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's given that role. He knows where to play. I don't know why. Often, sometimes managers will try and change the way like a player will play. If he's been playing well in a left wing, why try and change that? I don't know. Sometimes I get like some managers like Pep's good at it, like with certain players. When Zinchenko started off, obviously he's a bit of a dodgy one, but he started off as a cam, I'm pretty sure, and now he's back to left back. There's a few players and a few managers have done it successfully, but I think if you test the water and it doesn't work, then go back to basics and get the best out of that player.
Yeah, and he's turned out to be insane this tournament. So I believe Netherlands are gonna go through. I wouldn't waste time over it in terms of having belief. But for the Turkey fans, you can believe. Please do all the believing you can, because if you believe, if you manifest it, it can actually come to pass. You never know. Yeah, man. Do you think Netherlands or Turkey are gonna go through quickly?
I think Netherlands. I think I'd like to see Turkey go through, but on paper, obviously Netherlands go through. So I'm going to go a safe bet and go for Netherlands.
Fair enough. Now, this team genuinely makes me want to cry every day. England, yeah? Because the last game's England versus Switzerland, but let's obviously talk about the tournament so far, obviously from the group stages to the round of 16. How do you think England have showed themselves to be this tournament with the talent they have and everything?
So I missed the last bit you said there. You coughed a little bit. Did you say we proved ourselves, do you think, to be...
No, how do you think we've proved ourselves? Like, how do you think we've shown ourselves this tournament?
I mean, I don't think we've shown ourselves to be great. I mean, we should be one of we were the favourites coming into it, but I think it's been quite anticlimactic. I mean, the performances have been very, very flat. Trying not to be too critical, but very flat and quite boring. I think like every England fan wants. I think most England fans. I don't know if I speak for everyone here. Would rather see an exciting game of football with lots of attacking play and a lot of more risk, let's say, than go out than see us scrape games like we have. I mean, we haven't shown ourselves to be a threat. We haven't really met any teams that are like properly going to test us. Do you know what I mean? We haven't met any big teams. I think Switzerland's going to be our biggest test. I mean, Denmark obviously aren't a bad team, but I think Switzerland's going to be our biggest test. And how we perform on Saturday is going to sum up how the rest of the tournament's going to go. If we don't turn up on Saturday, then I think, yeah, we're done. Obviously, out. But even if I'm saying if we scrape a win against Switzerland, then we're done. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be. But I can see us getting to the final on like lucky results. That would be like a 1-0 or something like that. But then, you know, when we've got to face someone like France, Germany, Spain, someone like that, then I think that's what we're down for. I don't think we'll win. Do you know what I mean? I want to see a convincing win, and we haven't seen a convincing win all tournament.
It's horrible, man, because if I start naming players, Jude Bellingham, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Bukayo Saka, Kane, bro, it's John Stones, Kyle Walker, Kobe Mainoo, Declan Rice, like Foden. Bro, it's just so annoying to not see attacking play. And obviously, we've been hearing, obviously it's been reported that obviously with Gahey's suspension, it's looking like Southgate is going to go to 3-4-3 for this game. Or
I saw the thing about the dummies, like the dummies on the training ground.
Yeah.
So they think they're going to play like a 5-back.
Fair enough. Even a 5-back, man. I understand it because this team is something of what you'd call defensive. That's Southgate's mindset. And bearing that in mind, how do you think England are going to do against Switzerland if we do play that formation?
Maybe, obviously, hopefully it will shape the bag up, but I can't see like Southgate's tactics are the same every game. Do you know what I mean? Well, I can't see even a change of like formation is gonna do too much to like. Do you know what I mean? The overall style of the way we're going to play, we're still going to play quite defensive. I still think. I'm not optimistic about the Switzerland game. I think we're going to struggle. I think Switzerland got quite good. I think what we need to do is, to be honest, I really rate Ollie Watkins. Now I rate Harry Kane. Harry Kane's one of the best strikers in the world. But I think we need to switch things up earlier. Like obviously, Tony came on with like 3 minutes to go. That was even Tony as well. But when Ollie Watkins came on against Denmark, I just thought we just seemed like a completely we had just a whole different dynamic going forwards. Like he's quicker in him. He's also got the heading ability, and I like to see Ollie Watkins get a bit more game time.
Understandably so, man, because as you've just mentioned, he's quick. So those runs in behind are very important. We don't have that in the front three unless it's Gordon. And Saka maybe, but he's not the fastest in the world. Like, Gordon's much faster than him. And Saka can be used in that position, but I think Saka's better as a creator. So I do think that's what his role should be. As the creator for the striker and the left winger, please be Gordon. Hopefully, please. But if not, then, it has to be Foden, who I think is... I don't know, man. I said it at the start of at the Iceland game. After the Iceland game where we lost to them, I said we have to not play him. Please put him on the bench, sub him on for Jude Bellingham when you need to change the game a little bit, bring something different. But Southgate's persisted with him on the left wing, and it's not looking good, bruv. As Castillo said, it's not looking good, bruv. So I don't know, man. I don't know, because bearing in mind, we have to talk about Switzerland as well, because Granit Xhaka doing well for them, Akanji doing well for them. They're a very tight-knit side, like you mentioned with Turkey. You mentioned that they're close to the team. Austria, sorry, they're close to the team. They work hard. They know what they're supposed to do, kind of thing. So it's the same with Switzerland. So I don't know.
As well, they've got a lot of balance in the team as well. Obviously, Akanji's really decent and Xhaka's really stepping up. But do you know what I mean? I feel like as a team, there's no I kind of see it with Portugal a bit. They have kind of Ronaldo, and they too much is on him, and I don't know whether that's him himself taking responsibility. But with teams like Austria and Switzerland, they are very balanced, and there's no one that they all rely on each other. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of there's this togetherness in the squad that's really quite admirable.
Do you think that's gonna push themselves over their edge in terms of going through?
I want to say no, but I'm not optimistic. I think they could easily, if they turn up and we don't, obviously they're going to beat us. But England should win it. We should win it. With the players we've got, the caliber of players we've got, we should. It should be a walk in the park, really. But I think they're going to give us a game. But I could see us just scraping another 1-0 win again, or a 2-1 or something. We're going to get very lucky again. I think we're going to win, but I think it's not going to be pretty, and I think it's quite a boring game.
Do you know what? Off air. When we once the game finishes, I'm just gonna send you a picture of how red my eyes are, and you can send the same back if you want as well, because that game is probably gonna tire us like crazy.
No, for sure.
Cool, man. So we've got France to go through. We battled with Germany and Spain. So whoever goes through, we'll see. We will see. We've got France to go through, Spain or Germany. That's not decided. England to go through, hopefully, and Netherlands to go through. So, it's looking like a good kind of semi-final that will be coming up, hopefully, if everything goes to plan. And, we're just going to have to wait for the semi-finals, because the final's next week, right? So, man, the Euros is almost over.
Flew by.
It's crazy, bro. Already? I need to make this... damn, man. Because you know what it is, it doesn't feel very. I've had this theory, right, where it doesn't feel, you don't feel the vibes, the full vibes now. Once it's over and you start going on TikTok and they start showing the highlights of it and how it went a month or two later, you start feeling it, bro, and it's just damn. I miss it, man.
That kind of almost I'm saying nostalgia, but it's not kind of nostalgic because it's not been long enough. But you get that feel. You're like, oh no, it was good. you start to see it's kind of like a roundup, isn't it? In the present, you can't quite sense these things, but once time's passed, it's kind of that's when it starts to become quite predominant.
Brazy, man, brazy. So obviously we've talked about Arsenal, we've talked about the Euros, England. It's looking like we're coming to the end as well. It's been a great episode, Josh. Love for coming on, man. We needed you. DFC needed you. We called you up, you know, and you came to the squad. You started with the captain armband, and you put on a performance, a man of the match performance. So, guys, let's give him a round of applause, everybody. Round of applause. What a person. And
thank you.
yeah, man. If you got Josh, if you have anything to say to the guys, let them know, man. Let us know. Let the DFC community know.
I say be kind, because my football pinch is a bit dodgy. I've been told so.
Nah, they were just fine, bro. Come on now, they were just fine now. But yeah, guys, please like, comment your opinions on everything we've just said. Subscribe. It's the main thing we're trying to do. We're trying to build a community, man. And yeah, man, YouTube will see more of us very, very soon. Guys, enjoy it. Wait for the next episode because boy, oh boy, I know these quarterfinals are gonna be insane, man. Peace.